my viewers. Friday funky invention time number whatever it is. And what are we building? I've always wanted a Star Wars Stormtrooper helmet. I know that sounds really kind of weird, but it's something I kind of like. You could never buy one as a kid. There was never like a full-size Stormtrooper, bulletproof, laser-proof helmet in a toy shop. And I thought, let's make one. Yep, a Stormtrooper helmet. Oh, look at that for support. What a structure. So I've got the lid bits, a few little bits and pieces here. The side bits, I think those bits fucked up when they were printing. So I've made some new ones and I've already glued the little pieces on. So in complete laziness this Friday, I have not invented this Stormtrooper helmet. I am not taking credit for the Stormtrooper helmet. I didn't design the Stormtrooper, and someone else did. Sure, it was Darth Vader who designed it. Anyway, so this is it. It's on printables. You can download it yourself if you have a 3D printer. It can even be a small printer. You can print this in tiny little pieces, which is what I decided to do because my big printer is going to take 11 days to print it in one solid helmet in the resolution that I wanted, and I didn't want to wait 11 days. So let's print it all in a few hours and glue it together. Here we go. Ta-da, let's do it. So I guess we could have gone with Darth Vader, or I don't know. But who doesn't love a Stormtrooper helmet? Star Wars, man. We should do it Monday's munted inventions. Anyway, I have to take all this from the printing thing. Anyway, we know how to do that the gentle way. Just cleaning up the joints so that everything goes together better. Might have cheated here slightly, viewers. This is a piece I printed a few days before I started the project. Just to see how it would go with a certain material. So you can see I printed out the same stuff as this, gave it a sand and a paint just because I wanted to see the finish. The aim is to try and make it look like it's not 3D printed. Getting there, super glue, no hair. History with the hair getting stuck, starting to look like a Stormtrooper.
Where's that bird off right off?
What should I use for the eyes? Like sunglasses that would fit, but there's no sunglasses that would fit that. Nothing too sophisticated. Literally $2 super glue from Bunny's Whorehouse. Ah, shit, I was stuck. It's just a slight in my eyes. Right, that's the schnoz done. Storm schnoz done. Now, if any of you have gone onto my YouTube channel, The Dirty Queen, you will have seen part 1 to a foiling video where I say how you have to very gently remove these pieces so you don't damage the piece you're actually wanting to use. That if you're not gentle, it works really well. Oh, now it just looks like macaroni. So I'm halfway through like building my little Friday Funky invention of my Stormtrooper helmet, and I get this message from my friend Az, who has decided he needs a microphone holder thing that has some special angle. Anyway, you know, muso piece of equipment. So I actually spoke to Az a little bit later in the morning, and it turns out he'd been awake since 4:30 in the morning himself, worrying about this little microphone problem he had with recording his drums. So at the very least, all I could do was print it as quick as possible and fly it over to him. So as you can see here, that's the little plastic part that he needed. I just put a little cable tie through it and he hooked it onto the same fishing hook that I've used for not picking up packets of cigarettes from the pub. So this is me not delivering Az's 3D printed microphone holder by drone, and that is not my son's drone. But I think technically it's legal because I can see the drone the whole time, and all I have to do is fly over my property, then down a strip of Crown land, then over a military base, and then just past a little Air Force base. And then when I get to Az's house, it just dangles from side to side. But I don't know from experience that if you just hover there for a few minutes, it soon starts to steady and down you go. And since I'd hooked this onto a fishing hook, I figured if I banged it on the ground a few times, it's just going to unhook. Surely. But on the third time, I was lucky. It did unhook, which meant I could fly home because Az wasn't answering his bloody phone. Anyway, home it was. It wasn't too long before Az had picked that up, tested it out, sent me some pictures, sent me a video of how neat it was and how well it worked, and eventually I got a wonderful text telling me it was a game changer. So yeah, that's what you want. back to the video. This is really amazing. I'm actually making this, it's recycled PLA with wood fibers inside the plastic. So this is actually like, I don't know, 15% wood and 85% recycled plastic. I've glued that on. It's starting to look like a stormtrooper. Ah! Massive stormtrooper. That's how you can tell it's an American design, because the head is very large and what has to fit in it is very small. Back there. And this is all very easy. Oh fuck. I've actually got skin on there. That's a piece of my skin from the super glue. I reckon these would make great Christmas presents. Handy for Halloween. Keeps you busy for a day or two. And on the second attempt, I had this outer layer issue, which you can see here. It's not supposed to look like that. It's all supposed to look like this. But I got this fuzziness in here, and it's not. So I need to fill in between those grooves and sand it back. Oh my god, it's huge. The last bit was just glued on. There we go. There's my thumbnail pic. But I knew that I'd have a fair bit of sanding to do on the old helmet. Just so came out wrong. Anyway, so far, one assembled Stormtrooper helmet made out of 8 pieces, I think it was. Went dirty, did some bogging on the joints, fixed some little blemishes. So after bogging everything, it was then time for sanding and all the tricky bits. And of course, it wouldn't be me if I didn't get sidetracked. Let me get that for you, darling. Ah, the brilliance of my idiocy, it literally has no boundaries. Anyway, it's time to start the undercoat, which is actually just a cheaper can of chalky finish grey spray paint. So yeah, time for a shaky shake and to start spraying. Well, here we go. So there we are, it's all painted. Now we just got to figure out something for the eyes. I'm not quite sure what to do there, but I have an idea. Well, my Funky Friday friends, after lots of skin, super glue and alcohol, I can finally say it's finished. Well, that's it guys, I've had so much fun building the Stormtrooper helmet. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next Friday Funky Invention and I'll see you soon.